going to do some started. Yeah, there it is. So here we are, hopefully. Hopefully, yes, there's a delay. I can hear. Yes. Me, yeah. Anyway, hopefully, if you see this stream after the fact, after I'm done, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, tell me what you think. Tell me what you want me to do in streams, tell me something. It's very important that you give a thumbs up. Maybe you could actually leave just hello, I was here in comments. If you see this after the fact, this is actually the douche funnies. I'm putting that on now because it's a while since I actually painted on this. So that's what I need to do to see the different shadows and colors stuff. Now in this, it is just impressionist work. Not going to do any, and I'm painting this photo. It's from support from my friend. It's her garden. Melanie, so it's going to be called Melanie's Garden. And it's done. She's been waiting for this painting for a long time. I'm actually looking forward to finish it and get it sent to her. She actually bought my Muhammad painting many years ago, but she changed her mind. Then she wanted to give it away to the organization, but I actually refused to because the guy in that organization was a complete ass. I thought I'd keep the Muhammad painting and paint her garden instead, or whatever she wanted. So that's what I'm doing. She loves flowers. I love flowers. Yeah, it's very nice to work with this because what should I say? You just can keep adding, and it's like grabbing information and just flowing with it, going with it, going with it, going with it. And I really like that. I should do more of these actually. Maybe I should show you the photograph, if you can see it. And you go close. I'm going to show it to you at the end of this video anyway. But you see, there's no real detail. So it's just a nice flow. So some accident I almost did. Forgot to turn off I talked to my girl just before I went live, and I almost again forgot to turn off the hands-free. So there wouldn't have been any sound. Or maybe that would have been an even better sound. I don't know. Maybe I should test that out. So, now I should turn it a little bit more this way. Yeah. Now, I'm not going to wait on this as dry because I'm not going to glaze or anything like that. I'm just going to start painting. And of course, if you like to comment or ask questions, you are very free to do that. You can also do that after the fact, you know, when I'm done. The thumbs up is extremely important. It is crucial that you do that for the algorithm. And it's such a little thing. How much effort does it take to give the thumbs up? You know, it can't possibly be that much of effort to just push like, you know. So I'm just gonna put this out on YouTube. I'm looking forward to soon I will be getting a new camera, so then I'm actually linking it to the computer, and it's easier for me to get a better lighting and stuff like that. So I'm just gonna post it on Facebook and Patreon. Of course, on Patreon, if you want me to teach you how to paint, there's a very good way to do it, is to go to Patreon and sign up there. That's very helpful for me. So I'm sorry I'm disappearing for a little while here. And I'll have to. Everything was a bit slow today. New on Patreon, I can also recommend verified adult 18 creams. Okay, that's good. That's nice. Create! React. It's very slow. Come on. But I have to wait until some people come join in the live stream anyway, so that's it. Well, bear with me. It's very slow here today. Everything is slow, so annoying. Exactly when I'm on a live stream, everything slows down to crawl. Come on. Everything takes time. But it's rolling, 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 rolling. Okay, I'm coming, honey. Fuck this, we can do it later. I want to do all on this right now. Everything goes slow. Okay, I think it should be okay now. Ta-da! So, here we are. Is somebody checking in? Is my girlfriend here? Come say hi. Maybe she isn't. Maybe she isn't here. 30 minuter. Okay, so let me start to my art. So I'm just going to put on this. I use this to protect my arm from the paints. Of course, this is just an Impressionist painting, Impressionist style. Now, I'm not going to talk so much today, I decided. I'm just going to stand here and paint and enjoy myself. Maybe talk a little bit. If you want me to talk more, it's up to you to ask me questions. If you do ask me questions, it's way easier for me to keep up that kind of enthusiasm. I think I'm going to start with this spot here, since it's the brightest spot, actually. This is quite good. You see this is totally shaped after I've been painting a lot. So I'm just going to add some more light there. It's kind of a bluish, I thought we actually got that I can have this, it's a bluish, it's kind of greenish light there. Is it even, no, it is, I see it's greenish because, or yellowish light that hits the ground there, because the shadows around is a violet, and that is basically the complementary color. You see how it kind of just lights up everything. Hello, good evening, Erin Divisto. Well, the exhibition went okay. I sold some paintings and there was a lot of people, and yeah, it was okay. The sales were kind of good enough if we're going to talk about sales, but maybe that was because I had a lot of big paintings with them. So, but I got to show my paintings, and we had a nice road trip, me and my girl. I think it sold for about 12 or $13,000 or something like that. So it covers the expenses, and yeah. So, thank you. Yeah, it's actually a supporter of mine, Melanie. It's Melanie's garden. As I told the story earlier in this stream, she actually bought my Muhammad painting, the one I painted after the Charlie Hebdo massacre, which you of course find a process video on my YouTube channel for people who doesn't know. It just pops in here. Now I didn't do that out of disrespect for any person or believer or whatever, but as we know, it's very easy to offend the religious. So that was why I painted that painting, and she bought that one actually. But then it kind of changed her mind, and she almost gave away that painting to a guy I actually didn't, or an organization that I didn't like very much. And I told her I could paint her garden or whatever she wanted actually. It could be a still life or whatever, portrait or whatever. But she chose to send me this, and I'm painting her garden instead. And she's been waiting for this painting for years. And of course, if she had given away the other one, and I didn't insist keeping it for myself, she would never have gotten any painting at all. Because of course I can't paint for free. But I kind of like my Muhammad painting, so I just kept it. Yeah. I need some blue, some ultramarine, and some blue black. Yeah, then I think I have what I need. Also the Prussian blue is very important. So, hello darling, good evening, good evening. My girl just popped in. Let's see, good evening. So, yeah. And the heart is not popular. Let's give her a heart. So, no, how do you give hearts in chat? What? Oh, that's one. That was one. Hi, number 5. If you are new here, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and feel free to ask questions. Does anyone want to have a conversation about anything actually? It can be politics, it can be painting, it can be impressionism, it can be philosophy, science, religion, anything goes. Feel free. If not, forever stay silent, as they say. So, now the thing about doing these impressionist things is so playful. It is, you know, just I'm going in there, I'm just picking up some information, and then I just add small spots of information. The good thing also, it's very dissolved. There's no detail. I can't really see any very concrete detail. So everything is just, I just have to kind of paint it as I see it. I just, yeah, that is basically what I have to do. There are some vivid greens and stuff. I have a lot of unfinished paintings actually, so I just need to start digging through everything. So here's a vivid yellow here. Also there, some leaves coming out. Keep them dynamic. Also not dark. See. I really have to be careful not to be tempted to start going into details and stuff, or try to add in things that aren't really there. Just keep it loose, keep it down. So use this. Well, actually, for this kind of work, I like to use my longer brushes because I have longer reach and I kind of need a little bit more space. So I'm not going to exhaust myself in talking with people and asking questions. If you are new here, remember the thumbs up. Also in hindsight, you see this. I actually got it. Takes my streams and I'm gonna enhance them a little bit and post them as standalone videos. I think. You can actually download your own videos and your own streams from YouTube if you have the right program. You can actually download other people's videos also. And that is kind of a little bit sad because it's easy for people to steal your content, and for people like me who actually earn a little bit of money on ads and stuff, it's good to that people actually watching my videos. Online. I usually put in one ad every 10 minutes. I know others put in way more. I wish I didn't have to have ads at all actually, because they are supposed to be flows. So. I'm actually starting to lose a little bit control over the impressionist part, and I'm starting to have more detail, or try to add detail, but I'm thinking that I should just stop it and go back to the impressionist part. The strange thing is, when do you actually stop? You know? When is it enough? When a painting like this, when would an impressionist painting be good enough? It's hard to tell. Maybe I just started on the wrong place. Just stop talking, just paint. Two. What does that mean? 42. Two. It's violet here, so it has to be more green in this. Yellow, not blue but yellow. So just, this is the brown. I shouldn't actually do like this. I should only paint this one, especially when it kind of goes into like this. Direction painting is very important. So, right now, going into the flow. There's some very nice flowers there. And just need my round pencil, I think. Now, if somebody want to ask some questions, please do. We're going to bang on it as much as I did on the last stream. Just do what you do. If Irene or Amalia is still here, please trigger me if you like, or just watch me do the dance. There's a lot of green inside here. I also want the size to be approximately correct. On the placements, of course, it's impossible for me to kind of get it 100% right. There's a way too dark. Just up it with some white. Here, and these small lines comes all the way in between here actually. So come out like this. Maybe I should actually, when I post a stream, maybe I should actually put the photo up in the corner so people can actually see what I'm actually painting. People are people have been asking me for that. If I could put the photos into the video so I could see the subject matter at the same time. I'm painting. So again, red. Now this will be correction upon correction upon correction upon correction, over and over and over and over again. And in the end, it might turn out in a good way. This one was, I put it there. There's not one here. And there's one flower over there. And there are flowers here. These kind of more velvet-like, velvet type of. And these were a little bit too big, so I just another one down here. I also have to see this compared to the way I paint is just comparing things, just jumping around. That's a great idea. What do you mean? That's a great idea. Shutting up and just painting. What? Yeah, it might be a great idea. Just paint. I'm not concerned with how many views I get to anything. Oh, you mean putting in the? You mean putting in the photo, of course. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that with the streams, and maybe also start doing it with my. Yeah, the corner of the video. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that from now on, so people can actually see what I'm doing. And of course, I'm not a photorealist, so it doesn't look like the photo. Well, so what? You know. And people tell me, my figurative paintings, they say, your paintings look so photographic and stuff. But if you actually took the photo and you projected it onto the painting after I'm done, you would see how very different it actually is in the drawing and stuff, and also in the paint itself. It's pretty easy to. I don't use any projector when I draw and stuff, so it would be basically, with my skill set anyway, it would be impossible to get it 100% right. I still haven't found out if Norwegian Artist is using a projector when he draws things. Maybe I should actually ask ChatGPT that, because He is such a technical genius. And if you actually also do the sketching on freehand, it would be just mind-boggling amazing. So every time a new person comes in, please give a thumbs up. Remember, you can ask questions and say hi. It's very dark in here, so I'm going to use my blue black and ultramarine to get it even darker. Maybe I should try to add some ivory black in this. And the shadows, I do the same thing here. I'm not adding much texture in the shadows. See, maybe you can talk about okay. Maybe you can talk about good reference photos, what to look for, how to arrange the composition. Yeah, that is quite important. Actually, this reference photo is taken probably by a phone or something by Melanie. So I didn't take this photo myself, but it's a good photo. And she also do painting, at least she used to. So she has this, she has good eyes, as they say. What you have to do when you take a photo is to never, if you're gonna take of a model or something, you have to think classical perspective and stuff. When people take photos of vacation photo, they cannot take from here and down or up like this, or they cannot take the photo up like this and they do it like this. So the heads get big and legs small and all those things. And you should always make sure that you kind of lower the camera and you see on the screen. If you do use a digital camera, if you see, like me, I'm using my RC, Pentax RC, or actually used to. I use some digital now because I can't really get hands on film anymore. The film I like, so it doesn't really matter. But you need to, when you take a photo, if a landscape, you have to think like every single photo is a painting. So focus on lines and composition. You would never see, I took some very beautiful landscapes, sea landscapes with my girl the other day, and one of them is very beautiful, but I can see actually the beach on the back side. It comes a little thing out in the back. It's beautiful, the whole thing. And then the tip of this beach on in the back comes right into her here on the side. And it works, but it would be better if there was a little gap. So when you take a picture, make sure all things like that, the perspective, the composition, that is not too much sky, not too much something that comes in that kind of brings the whole composition out of balance. Also, when you take with a model or you do a still life photo or something like that, you should always make sure that you have something that weighs. You don't necessarily need to place everything in the middle, but if you don't, you need to have it in the unisnits with something on this side that kind of makes it drag it, the weight of the thing. You can't place everything here and that just falls over. So you just have to think classical composition when you take photos. I used to use my RC67 camera with tungsten film with a blue filter that took away a lot of yellowish things, but I don't make it anymore, so sadly. I have a few films left. I'm going to take some photos of them, but I'm going to be more careful, not wasting film on things I will never use. So yeah, maybe that. ChatGPT says Philip Weber doesn't use projector to sketch his paintings. Wow, that's impressive. Yeah, that is really impressive. But you know, I kind of thought he didn't, because a person who uses that amount of time on detail, standing around with small pencils, just working from place to place, it's so amazing. He would actually paint it. It would be very difficult to paint this actually like he does, because there's not, maybe there is enough information because I actually see this, I see it. So if I just did exactly what I saw, it would just become exactly like this. There wouldn't be any concrete detail, everything would be a little bit diluted, a little bit out of focus or stuff, but it would still be exact. But with this, it would be such a daunting task. It would take me with my skill set way too much time. What I'm going to do is to first work in the main things here, and then I'm gonna start going deeper with smaller and smaller pencils, but in an impressionistic way. So I'm just gonna kind of touch and add. I'm not gonna kind of go in with like Philip Weber would do, stand like this and paint every single little leaf, you know. And that is why I find him so impressive. There is some green here. So he would actually do like this. And he would actually paint every single leaf he could. And there's even smaller leaf that kind of goes over it like this. And I guess he would actually have done it, you know. Despite this, you can see that the paintings that Philip Weber is the photos he's using is very, very high resolution, so he gets a lot of detail to work with, all that detail. I can do that with these pencils, but I can't do it like him. It will basically take too much. He doesn't use. I wonder why doesn't he make? Why doesn't Philip Weber just make full process videos? Maybe he does. Amali, could you Google it on YouTube and see if it has a channel or something? And by the way, when you're at it, please place your link to your channel in description, not in chat, because people can see it and they can go to your channel and maybe sign up. Who knows? What is this? Why do I? Okay. And this goes way down here. I need to basically, okay, I have no idea how far I'm going to go with this, but right now I start to feel I want to go all in. But then for Molly I have to wait for another year. That wouldn't be great. So if I was going to go into deep detail, I guess I need to start out with that intention in the first place. So dark and cold. It's in between here. It's darker, and it's kind of violet. Kind of different shades. What I'm trying to do is just touch and touch and touch and touch, and over time, all of the touches just creates the painting, like a piece of driftwood, as I always talk about. And that's how I want to approach it. I'm going to shut up a little. Thank you, B.A. Humblinger. Hello. This is, yeah, I've been telling that story so many times now, so it's going to get boring. Let me see. Actually, what I did here was wrong. It should actually be been a little bit lower. But anyway, I'm gonna make it as good as I possibly can. So. I think YouTube is probably the most frustrating thing I know. I can't post any. If I post a painting with a little bit of nudity, some breasts or something, I get immediately flagged. Even in shorts. And it is so annoying. You know, I don't want YouTube to turn into a porn site. There is enough porn in the world. But for heaven's sake, let art true. When it's clearly painting, it is art. They should actually make an effort. I mean, nude art is just nude art. It's not porn. Of course, if people maybe are extremely realistic and paint basically porn sites and stuff, or porn, really porn, of course there could be some limitations there, but they are doing so much damage. He doesn't have a YouTube channel. That is crazy. That is weird. I mean, people can learn so much from him. Some artists likes to keep their secrets, like to kind of maybe stay more mystical. My mother always say I give too much. Honestly, sometimes I actually think I have affected some people to start toning their canvases with before they start painting on them, because I didn't see that before, and since I've been saying that again and again and again, maybe people have started picking up that. But should I be? That is why I try to teach people. So they are doing it like me, and me. You know, that's the point, isn't it? Kind of. So. But anyway, it's not a mystery, of course. You told me the canvas, building lights from darkness. I think that is quite nice way to do it, because if you start on a white canvas, you have to do both. You have to go. You have to tone it down at the same time as you build light. It's much easier to start with the light points of lights. So yeah. Anyway, I'm way off now. I was actually going to work over here. So. Hello, people. If there's some new people here, please give a thumbs up and leave comments or ask questions if you like. If you like. You can also ask questions after the fact when I post it. And at this point with this channel, it isn't that many comments and questions, so but if it grows and it becomes too much, I can't really answer anything but super chats or people who are patrons and stuff like that. But for now anyway, it's no problem answering people. Okay, I just need some white. Ratata. See now down here it is a lot of colors, different, but it is violet, there is green, there is reddish. Of course, you have I have yellows, and then you have the shadows. Yeah, English is kind of a strange language. It's just complementary colors all over the place. That is basically it. These are really nice. I favor bristles from, what is it called again? Da Vinci. They also come in longer versions. So it's also quite important the way you put pressure on the brush when you paint like this. Because then you can actually get these, you put on too much pressure, some of the, you won't get these higher, thicker layers, or you have to do them several times to get it. It's kind of humid, so humid. Over here, it's a lot of. It's very beautiful, actually. It's all the leaves and stuff are making this really interesting shadow. So when I put on the thick color, I can take some kaplak, no, not kaplak, sorry, and blue will ultramarine, and I can just kind of loosely add in the small shadows. It kind of goes into the thick color. So you can letting these things merge with a thicker color, and that's how I do it. I just go back and forth with that, and over time these small shadows and light points creates the Impressionist illusion. I guess that's why it's called Impressionist. I saw this beautiful Impressionist exhibition many years ago in the National Gallery in Norway. I don't remember the guy's name, but I know I have the pictures of his paintings somewhere. So I'm going to see if I can find it and actually make a little video about it, because it was almost like he had just used, basically like Van Gogh. There was quite small paintings, but it had with a very thick, focused brushwork. And if you see a Van Gogh in real life, that is what you will actually experience. Seeing, that is what you should look at. You forget about the motif. The motif is not important. What's important is painted. The way it's painted, that is where you find the beauty and the aesthetic. People who just say, oh, what a beautiful motif, look at that. They don't really know why or understand why it is beautiful. And that is quite sad. Yeah, not that. It's not this, it's medium, my medium. And get some medium into here. Some crossover. Just real thick here. Of course, Philip Weber would never do it like this. It's not that kind of artist. I'm also going to do some streams with ChatGPT later. Not today, of course, but since first you add thick colors, then you start adding details, not details but smaller brush strokes. In the end, it just becomes after my exhibition now, I think it was a good way to getting back into painting, because I did so much work in such a short time frame that I felt very exhausted afterwards. I was really exhausted. And doing more impressionist work where I just play with colors. It's a very loose and good way to get back into it. The thing with painting is that we kind of fear not succeeding all the time. It can be very paralyzing if you're tired or if you don't have much time left on a painting or time to an exhibition or something, and you have to kind of finish. It's very exhausting. Actually, getting started can be one of the worst things because human beings are kind of biologically programmed to avoid everything that is difficult. That is why many people actually stop painting, and not because you can become good painters. And that is with everything, you know, when the highest levels of sports or whatever people. It is the people who quit because it's too difficult, it never reaches the higher level. And I think people maybe quit because, oh, I can't live on this, or they don't get the attention they feel they deserve, which of course would be a narcissistic trait. They quit because they don't believe. They basically quit because they don't have any passion, any real passion. So it's like if you start a charity organization in the hope of winning the Nobel Prize, and not because you actually want to help people. And there are a lot of narcissistic people that kind of act altruistic because it gives a lot of positive feedback. And if they don't succeed quite fast, they usually quit and start working in a bank or something, you know, instead. And some people want to do art because they want attention. A lot of people, I think. You see it in modern art. A lot in modern art that people. I think I've said this many times before in streams also. I think the art scene is of the most narcissistic playground I know, especially in modern art, which is not skill-based. When you come to the skill-based, it is the more skilled you are, but the harder doing something is, the more honest the person probably is. When the driving force is not attention seeking, but simply creating, simply getting it right, simply challenging yourself, then that's when it lasts. That is when real art appears. All this clutter, as I would call it, a lot of modern conceptual art is just clutter. It's just almost like the art scene is like the house of a hoarder. Just chaos, no substance. So the notion that, or the idea of the artist being so altruistic and engaging, and it's not really, in my view, finding an artist who is really honest, that do the art because he really loves it, I think is rare. I am one of them, and I'm going to give me that kind of credit. I do it because I love it, and if I don't love something, I person, girl, or anything I do, I wouldn't do it. It doesn't matter how much money is in it. It doesn't matter. Anything doesn't matter. Anything outside of the flow, outside of the creative process, the sense of meaning. There's basically no amount of money that can actually drive me Of course, if I get a very good deal in a commission work or something, I can be for a while and maybe do some portraits that actually steals time from my main work. Oh, thank you for the super chat. That was so sweet of you. That was really great. By the way, I'm going to do that painting I was telling you about, of the palette, where I explain all my colors. I'm going to start on it soon. I'm going to paint the palette. I have the palette there and paint it on a canvas at the same time as I explain colors. So, and then I will send it to you. So, thank you, so sweet. Yeah. It's I think it's the third one now. Fourth one, I think, I've gotten. But you know, it's like, I think it's also good for YouTube to do, if you have a channel, to do live streams, because YouTube like that you add content. So, yeah. Maybe, you know, doing a painting of a palette would maybe also get some more views, you know, because I do always, when I do live streams or whatever, paint my long painting tutorials, I always start talking about the same things, about existence of the universe and everything, and probably can be a little bit tedious. I was joking with my girl Amalia the other day that maybe I should get one of these microphones and just have close to the canvas, and I just don't talk. It's just about this sound. And I've seen that people who do that, they're sitting and clicking the things or whatever, they actually get a lot of views, because people, for some reason, which is a mystery to me, find it soothing to listen to noise. And if you listen, I don't know if you can hear it. You hear the sound? This is ASMR. I'm not going to say it. Asmith. This is Asmith. Maybe I should call do a asthma flow and get one of these microphones and just not talk at all. Just for the sound of paint. Like this. Would that be good? Would that be interesting? Let's see how many likes. I have to update it. It's good. Okay, people are popping in and out, you can see that. There's just if you're coming in now, please give it a thumbs up because it's very important for the algorithm. So I keep banging on about that again and again and again. I'll do some direction painting here. Just there's some darkness down here. So you see the palette is just, I have basically 3 yellow with orange and 3 reds and 4 umbo, Van Dyke brown, burnt umbo, 4 umbo, blue black. Usually I have, and there you have the ultramarine, cobalt and the pressure blue. And there's of course my favorite color, which I always tend to forget the name of. So I don't use much of it now because usually it is used when I do skin tones, and that is the Naples Gel Extra, Naples Gel Yellow Extra. It's kind of a broken yellow, but it's very nice to use with all the reds and blues. And you know, you put some blue into it, it becomes a greenish color. If you put some red, it becomes more like a on the more reddish side of the skin tones and stuff. I don't use much of it here now because there's nothing here that has these colors. That is more for skin color. When it comes to doing this, I'm basically in the yellows and reds and some using some of the earthy colors. I also see that there's a lot of complementary colors in this, so there's not so much earthy colors, it's more here maybe a little bit. And I also want to keep it quite, if I use kind of ivory black and stuff in here, it will become more earthy. And since it's leaves, I use the blue black because blue black is, as I found out after many years of use, because I googled it, it's a mix between ivory black and ultramarine. So, you know, why didn't I just mix it myself? So, and I actually use, if I want the blue black to become even more blue, I just mix in more, like here, I mix in even more of the ultramarine. If I want to break it down a little bit, I just add in some more alizarin and I get an even deeper color. Actually, when I started out painting, I didn't use any black at all because I wasn't in this principle thing that black didn't exist, only the lack of light exists. Actually, I could go way more deeply into detail up front here, because I see more detail. I'm going to work way more in the detail up front here. And then, of course, behind here is just small, tiny spots of light. Actually, now I'm starting to wonder if I'm going to go all in and just keep banging on until it's actually as good as I can with the beginning I had. But as I say, to get a very photographic painting, you have to start all the way from the beginning. You can't do any mistakes in. It's basically almost like making an aquarelle with aquarelle color, or watercolor. If you do watercolor, you're going to do a portrait or something, you can't really do any mistakes. You have to make it, the sketch has to be pristine. So with all the textures I have already put into this, I think going all the way photorealistic would basically be a shot in the darkness or something. But I'm gonna try to go deeper. I just sold one of these, the grave painting, which is on YouTube already, the one with the trees. And that is kind of even more loosely painted, and this would be a little bit more detailed in the end, I think. So yeah, been doing this for 76 minutes now. Maybe I should just go and fetch myself another coffee. I'm thinking I'm going to do that. Just stay tuned. I'll be back, as he says. I'll be back. That was actually quite. Me and my girl, we were sitting on a cafe, and there was two guys and one girl sitting. And I guess this guy liked that girl. I don't know if my girlfriend or this, but he kind of tried to be cool and said, "I'll be back." And then he went in, and these two people started to, that is so ridiculous. You're trying to be so cool. And then I came back, and they were kind of friends again. People are so weird, you know. But it's kind of stupid because I did not enjoy it. Kind of, the guy tried to be funny. It's a big difference between trying to be funny or actually being funny. If you get my point. But I'll be back in a minute. Oh, it looks really nice from a distance. And that's the thing with Impressionist painting, it's just so beautiful. When you see them on distance, it just becomes so natural. So that was great to see. I'm talking a lot about Philip Weber, so I'm going to bring it back over there. And to Mr. Esto. Now, you have to check out this artist. That's my coffee. It is a little bit difficult for me to get all deep into the flow when I'm talking. So maybe it would be a good thing making these ASMR things. Now this is the oh shit, there's film. What did I do? I don't even know what kind of things, but anyway. This one is my favorite camera. It's Pentax Ashi with that grip. You know, it's a very famous camera. Actually, journalists used to run around with this, and are taking the most beautiful photographs with this one. And I should actually start using my photos as R2, because, or not just for painting, but also for photo art in itself, because I have so much beautiful material. It's almost like I created a lot of art by accident. I wasn't actually intended to be to do photo, but I did. And this is the Philip Weber Artist, as I talked about. I've been shown this before, of course, in my streams. This is the guy, probably a self-portrait. And talk about hyper-focusing. This guy is just amazingly brilliant. It's just, I mean, that's one of a kind, and I think he must have some hyper-focus type of Asperger's or something, because only people with that kind of blessing can do this. This is things he did in the beginning, and here you see it's still very photographic, but it doesn't have that touch. It doesn't have what he has now. 2005, 2004. Yeah, and there you see he has evolved from this, which is more kind of plastic. It's still good, but you see there's a lot of texture and stuff that it is just missing. But what he's doing now is just insane. If you see these painted, what he has added over the years is not just the illusion of the different droplings and stuff. He has added basically everything. Now the strange thing here is the background is very loosely, but that is because this has actually, and I was talking about that, this has actually been more blurry because he has been focusing the photo on the model. So he's just painted it blurry because that wasn't what it was. And this has probably been blurry in the first place, and he just painted it blurry. Well, you can see 212, this is more, Richter did something like this. And here you see more of these. You have to check him out. It's called Philip Weber Artist, and I mean, this is crazy. How far could I get if I tried to do something like that? I do have the capability of not giving up, of seeing what's missing. But I don't have the, should I say, I wouldn't be focused enough. I don't think I could. Maybe if I was in prison. If I was in prison, yeah. I had my own room and I didn't have any distractions like when I was actually in prison. When I did my drawings, which became just better and better and better and better. Then maybe I could have, if I was a lifer, maybe I could have gotten really deep, but for me, having all the distractions I have, I think it would be really difficult. I would have been the dedication to it would have been, I don't think there would have been any room for anything else. Not even a girlfriend, not love, not children, not anything. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's just in spending the time. I guess Amalia has gone to sleep because she was sick. But if you're still listening, Amalia, could you check out how many hours he actually works per day? Now, if anyone, there was one super chatter. If anyone more wants to support me, you can buy me a coffee, you can become a patron, or you can buy a super chat or anything, just as you know. But thumbs up is payments. It's great payments also. I'm just kind of trying to place in the basics now. And I'm doing it this way. We also need some more. I think I'm gonna, I don't know. No, I'm just gonna do this. Now, Philip Weber, you know how many hours a day he's actually working? Effective hours, could you Google that or ask ChatGPT? Because if you can put in a lot of hours a day and you can go really deep into that flow, I think it actually would be possible. I think Amalia would wind up there. God, there's a delay when I see myself there, and I can see how much I'm limping. It doesn't really hurt, and I'm going into a new. I'm gonna fix my foot. 23rd of September. And I hope it's going to be successful, so I can actually start rebuilding my glutes and get my sprinter butt back and some more flexibility for the taekwondo, but it doesn't hurt that much anymore. So it's fame in a way. So, I should be able to do more details in the front here. So I'm gonna do that. Yeah, I should do that. It deserves it. When it comes to over here, everything just slides into one another. There's no real where things start and end. It's just almost impossible to see. But for now, it's just adding light and dark. Mm-hmm. 90-minute mark. I wonder how long these how long you can actually stream. So much happening in this. I think maybe I need to kind of print some details more close up or something. Maybe that would be a mistake. I don't know. So if you're new here, please smash the like button. It's very important. And if you subscribe to my channel, please put the notification bell on so you get notifications when I go live. I haven't been able to plan because every time I try to plan some video or stream ahead, it just screws it up when it doesn't start up or something happens. I'm so sick of that phone, you know. It's gonna be so much better. There are no record of how many hours he paints a day, but ChatGPT estimates that he does not paint more than 2 to 6 hours a day. Sounds ridiculous. Well, it has to be 6 hours, 2 to 6 hours a day. Maybe it has to be more than 2. I would say 6 at least, because you know. But maybe it's because he goes so deep. Ask ChatGPT, why do you estimate that he... Okay, let me see. He only finished 1 or 2 paintings a year. And it takes around 100 to 200 hours each painting. That is not much. How much is 100 hours? It is like basically 5 days plus 5-10 days. If he painted every day, that would be, let's say I painted 6 hours a day. No. You know, they are huge, so it's understandable, and painting like that, and the thing I'm thinking, I wanna have both. It's like when I was exercising, when I was training, I wanted to be flexible as a ballet dancer and strong as a sprinter, and you can't be both. And I also want to, I have so many paintings I want to do, but I also want to do them good, and that's time consuming. So maybe I should also think that maybe less paintings and better quality is way to go. That is not the quantity but the quality. So I don't know. Maybe he just needs a lot of mental prepping because before he gets going or stuff like that. But they are huge paintings, of course. They are so. But 1 to 200 hours on a huge painting. That sounds really strange to me. Sad, really, because you can actually then calculate how many paintings you will be able to finish until you're dead. Approximately. But anyway, yeah. Well, 12 people watching right now. So please give a thumbs up, leave a comment, ask questions if you want. There's no need for super chats if you ask questions. at this point anyway. So if I ever get my channel going, it might be a thing to consider, but right now it's just open season. So yeah. Maybe I should do the angle a little bit different. See how that works out. Put it over here. Giddy up, giddy up. Yeah, I can actually feel I'm getting. Need to focus on the painting. Also have to film the process. So I also need some food. So if anyone have some questions or something, they want to ask me something, now is the time to do it, because I will close it down and not too much time. So. There's so much happening in this flower. I'm really looking forward to just go deep into it and just paint. Maybe I do that in a different stream and go deeper into detail and more close up. But I'm making a tutorial anyway, or process video, so you can see it there when I'm done with it. Good. All the people that actually can, that actually have, all the people who can, that are watching right now, could you just set a heart in chat? Yeah, thank you, Erin. It was nice seeing you again. I still haven't gotten my camera from the store. It's incredible, you know, this camera store. They sold me this camera and they didn't have it in. It will take 12 days now, it's gone 2 months. It's really annoying. And the idiotic thing, I can't really get a refund because then I have to pay taxes on this money twice. So it's like, it's a bad store. Yeah. So I'm going to get a camera that is really good, and my streams will become so much better to watch, and I will look also so much better in the streams because I really look like shit in this. Anyway, I'm such a vain person, and as I age, it's easy to see why people who are doing movies and stuff start doing these operations to look younger, but I will never do that. My wrinkles will just come. Just make me like this every morning and sleep more. So maybe also I'm starting to lose some weight again, and I can see that my face is getting better. I also use creatine, and creatine just blows. I've become so bloated that it's ridiculous. And today I tried just one little scoop, 1 gram, a couple of hours before I went to training, just to test it. Can I use just 1 gram? And lo and behold, I swole up underneath my eyes right over after that, and it's still there now. So I need to get the creatine out of my body. It's not good for me. Yeah, have a great week. Have a great week, you too. I see you around. Well, maybe I do some more streams. It's like Tirsdag today, the third Tuesday. No, Tirsdag. Well, Monday, Tirsdag. In Norway we say Tirsdag. Yeah. In Oslo they say Tirsdag. They use kind of where I come from, we use R like the French, you know. French and German, we use R. But here we're using R. Tirsdag. We say Tirsdag. So maybe I do another stream on Thursday night, maybe. Not tomorrow. Let's see what happens. And I'm gonna check out if I got my camera tomorrow. So hopefully it's there. Anyway. So yeah. After this I'm gonna start filming. So I'm just gonna close it down now. It's 102 minutes. If I went another 20, it would be 2 hours. But I need some food and I need to film. So I'll just stop this stream now. I'm just gonna show you some of the and by the way, thanks for watching, the people that has been watching. I wish more people, of course, ask questions and stuff and have more like a dialogue with more people. But I guess that will come in time. That we start somewhere. Also, these streams aren't that planned, so people do not get a heads up. So, and maybe it has to do with the timing, and you know, there's a lot of Americans watching my stuff, and for people in Norway, it's quite late now, so people have